All right, guys, welcome to Double K Take this week, where I continue my midseason previews. This week, I am going to be talking the San Francisco 49ers. Move this around a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about San Francisco 49ers. So, there we go. So the Niners have, there we go, adjusted. The Niners have not been a good team this year. Losers of 8 straight games, currently sitting at 1-8, 1-4 at home, 0-4 on the road, 1-3 in the division, and 1-7 in the conference. They've lost, like I said, they're losers of 8 straight games. This is a team that, to me, to an extent, should have been better than what it actually was. And also, don't think that Colin Kaepernick is the answer long term. But I think if we had started him earlier this season, instead of waiting so late into the season to start him, they might have been able to grab a couple of wins that they didn't get earlier this season. Maybe sit at like 3-5 or 2-6 as opposed to 1-8. Or 2-7, or 3-6, or 4-5 right now. But oh well, they didn't. The team leaders are quarterback Colin Kaepernick with 938 yards in the air, 5 touchdowns. Let's see, running back Carlos Hyde with 443 yards and 6 touchdowns. Wide receiver Jeremy Curley, who has 424 yards and 3 TDs after joining us just after the preseason was done. This is a team that has a lot of potential. Recently, they've played a couple of close and good games where they put up some yardage. They got blown out by the Saints, but Colin Kaepernick threw for almost 400 yards. They get barely beat by the Cardinals, and Cap throws for a touchdown, runs for a touchdown, and has a pretty good game. Defense just did good things, but unfortunately couldn't slow down or stop the Cardinals when it mattered the most in the last bit of the fourth quarter to get either a tie game sent in overtime or a victory. Their defense is led by safety Antoine Bethea with 62 tackles. Defensive end DeForest Buckner with 3 sacks, and linebacker Gerald Hodges with 2 interceptions. It's once again a defense that struggled through injuries. They lost Ian Williams. I believe they've released him. They lost Aaron Lynch. A couple of their good cornerbacks have gone down. So it's definitely been a rough season and will continue to be a rough season. As far as the team record or team stats, 191 passing yards per game, good for 30th in the NFL. 119 rushing yards per game, good for 8th in the NFL. 20.8 points per game, good for 23rd, and 31.4 good for last in the NFL in opponents' points per game. I don't really see this team bouncing back at all this season. My adjusted projected record for them is 2-14 from like 7-9 is what I had them at earlier. 2-6 at home, 0-8 on the road, 1-5 in the division. But at least they'll get the number 2 pick, and they can start looking towards the future and hoping to hit on some top picks in the draft. So that's been my review of the San Francisco 49ers for today. I'll catch y'all next week when I believe I'm reviewing the San Diego Chargers. We'll see. But I've been Double K. You have a nice day. Catch me on the Double K's Classroom every other Friday night. Spreaker.com. Voices Presents. Peace.